pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0. And now here, in this part of the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0, then well, I guess it's about time that I start coming back here yet again, because today is simply put going to be a big day for me. Vlog-A-Thon, of course, is going to be just a big part of this, mind you that, but let's also not forget the fact that, well, other than all that, the Vlog-A-Thon 4.0 is going to be chock-loaded with bunches upon bunches of new subjects. It's going to be pretty exciting, trust me. So, of course, let's just get this part of it over with, which is simply put going to be me talking a little bit about the possibilities of me having to purchase some new gear, equipment, merchandise, and the like. And I guess that's probably just going to be that. Of course, you're probably familiar with the fact that during my Fort Myers trip, I purchased 2 caps, this sweater, and this long sleeve. As a matter of fact, I've been wearing both of these this whole entire time. And you know what? I'm going to keep going with it. I'm going to keep going until the very, very end, and then have these babies washed. Because, well, I like to have convenience by my side. But of course, that's far beyond the point as well. So let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about the possibilities of having to purchase new stuff around here and there. Because, why don't I just say that first of all, because of, well, a lot of different ideas and the like that have allowed Kaiju Force Neo to profit from a lot of different things that I've done. That's just one way to look at it, but another good way to find out is, well, the fact that I've actually been doing a lot of saving up lately. I was able to save up a ton of money, especially from all this profit that I've been gaining so far, and not to mention paychecks that I'm getting from, well, unemployment compensation, combined with the fact that, well, I'm also getting a chock full of different other resources available as a way for me to make extra cash. But I guess the big point here is that, well, I probably should ask myself exactly what might I want to get at some point in time. Well, there are a couple different things out there that I might actually want to consider sinking some money into. Well, first of all, I did sink about $400 into a brand new PS4, which honestly was one of the big things that I might have spent my money on this entire year alone. It's even bigger than every one of the games I've already bought this whole entire year. As a matter of fact, I still have a stack that I'm still keeping by, and I'm pretty much going to wait for another month or so until I end up sending all of those back. And by that time, I mean, that'll be a pretty big profit margin right there. But I guess another big point here that I probably should bring up at this point is the fact that, well, I guess there's plenty of other things that I could also try to buy with this sort of money here. I mean, a new pair of boots, a tripod, or definitely a new tripod as a matter of fact, because the one that I have right now is kind of having some problems of its own. Probably because of the fact that it's at least 20 years old. Alongside the fact that, well, a pair of new shoes might also come in handy at some point in time. We also shouldn't forget the fact that, well, maybe would be the right time at some point in the future for me to be able to possibly afford some things that are more expensive, such as another brand new camera and just maybe another brand new laptop. Because, of course, I bought the other 2 cameras that I have right now, the Panasonic and the Sony, brand new with my own money. But at some point, I might actually sell both of those cameras and probably use that money to go pay for another camera. It's a possibility, but I'm more than certain that it actually will happen, or probably should happen sooner or later. But until that actually happens, well, I'm pretty darn dependent on the Sony Handycam, especially to get me through a lot of these portions where I'm going to have to use an actual camcorder to do a lot of these things around here, such as production of Aftersought episodes, Hobbyist Hilarity episodes, whether it's from its mainline series or its subsidiary portions, and then of course there's voiceover segments. I actually use an integrated microphone on the side of the camera itself, which does get some pretty decent audio put into it, but I can't really say that it's the best at it. It might be a good reason to get something like a shotgun mic or something, like maybe a Blue Yeti, or something of the sorts. But a new laptop, I guess, is one of those things where I might actually want to put into consideration. Other than a new camera, another new pair of shoes and boots, another new, well, tripod, really. Those are pretty much things that I'm certainly going to want to start considering about paying for. But until that happens, I mean, I've really got to start watching what kind of money I'm spending right now, because even though I'm making a lot of money every week nowadays, especially with all these new things that I've gotten here, these profit margins in Kaiju Force Neo, and of course the types of employment that I've at least considered looking into, I can at least agree with myself, especially, that while I may be making a lot of money from this point on, it is not an infinite supply. So that, of course, is one of the main reasons why I should especially be careful around times like this, where things could intentionally happen, and you might unexpectedly get hit by something that you might not want to be in front of at any point in time. So, of course, that's why these are just considerations. A new laptop, shoes, boots, tripod, camera, etc., etc., etc. Those are just ideas of mine that I could spend my money on. But they could be hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars that I'd be spending on, all in a certain period of time if I were to go and purchase them all within like a month or so. I guess it's probably a reason why I should have some sort of monthly limit of any sorts. Whether it be from the credit line that I have or from some other margin that I've got. Even though I'm still making cash, plenty of wads, it's still, it ain't that supply where it's just a gigantic swimming pool full of bills. So of course, that's really where I probably should just draw the line at the moment and just, well, hold those thoughts, pretty much. Hold those ideas, hold those considerations, because they're going to have to wait. But you know what? Until anything else does come around and until anything else does come up, if you want to see more go down on my channel, then make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.